Hello friend, I'm Anna, this is Caspian, and I want to talk to you today about some of the reasons why you might be struggling with anxiety or depression and how that is usually linked to your gut health. If you have IBS, and I'm guessing you do if you're watching this video, I am so sorry because it really sucks. I want to talk to you about a couple of things that can really make a difference for your mental health and hopefully improve your situation, even if it's just by a little bit. That's what it's all about. Firstly, just a little bit of physiology. As I'm sure you know, you've got a large intestine, your colon, which is full of what's called your microbiome. And this is literally kilograms of bacteria. You might have heard your gut referred to as your second brain. This is actually because your gut has a really big impact on the way that your brain functions. So if your gut is imbalanced, and I'll talk a bit more about that in a sec, the chances are that it can imbalance your mental health and you might feel more depressed or more anxious or both, because they tend to go hand in hand. So what we want to do is try and balance out the microbiome or the bacteria that's in your gut. So let me just go with me on an imaginative journey for me. Imagine that your gut is like a big field of plants, that you've planted all these things, vegetables, fruit, ones that you can eat, of course, not the ones that are going to cause you IBS. Let's think of happy things. And in that crop, you've got all these weeds popping up. Now, all of the good bacteria are the plants that you want. All of the bad bacteria are these weeds that are coming up, choking your other plants and stopping them from growing properly. So what we want to do is to try and get rid of the weeds and just have the plants. Now, the thing is that in this day and age, when we eat a little bit too much sugar or fried food or alcohol, don't eat alcohol generally, it tends to imbalance what we've got going on there. So you might get more of the weeds, less of the plants. Now, the problem is with this is that your body is going to struggle to break down the food and get the nutrients out of things that you need. And then that'll affect your microbiome, which affects your second brain, your gut, and then that will affect your mental health. So I want to give you one particular idea that has definitely worked for me over the years, especially if you struggle with constipation or diarrhea. This can really help. Actually, and gas, in fact, everything. It is just really helpful. And that is probiotics. Now, probiotics are the good bacteria. So this is like adding to your crop more healthy plants. And as you could imagine, if you add more healthy plants to your crop, it's not going to have space for the weeds to grow. So it actually starts to get rid of some of these bad bacteria because they just don't have space. They get kicked out. The problem is it takes a really long time. So if you take one probiotic capsule, that will place billions and billions of these little healthy bacteria into your gut, but they don't have a chance to set up camp there. You actually need to take them regularly, and they grow and they replicate and they multiply so that there's no room for the bad bacteria. So what I would suggest is that you take probiotics every single day indefinitely and just see what happens. The downside is that they are expensive, but if you can in any way readjust your budget to try and fit them in, it's going to be worth it. I can tell you it's going to be worth it. One of the best ways to get probiotics to work is to take prebiotics at the same time. And you can buy these in capsules, or you can just take fiber. I mean, it's pretty much the same thing, but you want to be careful with the fiber that you take if you've got IBS. So maybe look into what fiber is going to be most appropriate for you and your gut. So I hope this has been useful. Maybe write me a comment, let me know what you think. Click the like button so that YouTube knows this is a good video. And we will see you next time. Farewell from Sydney, Australia. Bye.